Hi guys, and welcome back to our channel. So this is your reminder to take a moment and relax, okay? Today I'm going to be doing a color and chill. And I'm going to be discussing some things that we all face at some point in our lives, and that is fear and self-doubt. I'm also going to be talking about some ways that you can overcome those things. So if this is something you think would be beneficial for you, then make sure you stick around, take out your coloring book, and relax. Okay, so let's talk a little bit today about self-doubt and self-worth. And the reason this came up or has come to my, attention is because I, of course, teach entrepreneurs how to start and grow their online businesses. And one of the most popular statements that people will say if I ask them what's holding them back from starting, their answers are usually fear. And so I thought about that and I said to myself, it's not just business owners in general that experience fear, but it's people in general, because at some point in our lives, we all have experienced fear or are either experiencing it right now. And sometimes the things that has happened to us in life, whether it be someone judging us or someone, never feeling like you're worthy or never feeling like you have what it takes or comparing yourself to other people, whatever it may be, it creates this stigma that makes us start to feel bad about ourselves or like we're less than or that we can't accomplish something that, we should be doing. And the truth is, if we keep rehearsing the same negative thoughts that make us not do something that we believe we could do, for example, if we keep rehearsing negative thoughts like, well, maybe that person got the position because they're better at me than this, or God, I'm just so overwhelmed all the time. God, I just don't want to do it. Like if we keep rehearsing the same negative thoughts that are keeping us from reaching our full potential, after a while, what'll happen is we'll start to believe those negative thoughts and they'll become ingrained in us. And then it's like digging through old hard mud to remove those thoughts, because we've built layers and layers of that negativity within ourselves, within our mindset. And it takes so much to rid us of that negativity. So today, I wanted to kind of talk about some ways to overcome those negative thoughts and ways to overcome the self-doubt and increase our confidence. Now, before I even start, I do want to give the same disclaimer that I give each and every time, which is that when we are coloring, we're just coloring to relax and to practice self-care. By no means are we an artist or are we trying to be professional artists when coloring. We are simply coloring to have fun. So if the picture comes out ugly, it's okay because it's our picture. It does not matter, right? So I just wanted to give that disclaimer. Don't worry about what it looks like in the end. Just worry about how you feel through the process. Okay, now back to self-worth. So the first thing that I want you to acknowledge is that everything always works out. It always has. Think about it. The thing that we fear the most of the time never happens. I'll use an example of when I was starting my business, Entrepreneurs Color 2. Before I started, I didn't know any authors. I had never published an actual book before. And I just had so many concerns because I was like, what if the book doesn't do well? What if no one buys the book? What if? Like I had all these questions and concerns. And for a while, those questions and concerns caused me to stall with publishing the book because they kind of made me feel like if I do this and make this mistake, then I would regret it and I should have never done it. But don't you know that if I had never done it, so many people wouldn't feel the impact of what the books make them feel, and I wouldn't get so many messages saying the books are encouraging for them and the books really, really make them focus on self-care and just make them wind down. And I wouldn't know all of the things that could have come from publishing if I had allowed all those fears to keep me from ever doing it, right? So all of the fears that I had about the books didn't even come true. The fears that I had that were saying, what if nobody buys? I don't know if you know or not, but I had never really learned the ins and outs of marketing. When I started the business, I started loving marketing. I started understanding what it takes to sell the books. And the books have sold over 50,000 copies on Amazon alone. So I say that just to encourage you that whatever you're fearful of or whatever you're doubting yourself in, most of the time those things never happen, and you'll never know how much of an impact you would have made had you overcome the fear by pressing past it. Now, the second thing I want you to do is take out a piece of paper, or if you journal, if you have one of our journals. I know last week we did the flip through of our mom and teen journal, but we also have a self-care journal. So if you have that journal, now's the perfect time to just dust it off a little bit if you haven't been using it, and just reflect and write down some of the things that you have actually accomplished. Now, the purpose of this is so that you can start to reflect and remember that you were able to press past some of the thoughts that may have told you you couldn't accomplish those things that you've done, right? So just take a moment, write those things down and reflect on them, and actually congratulate yourself for those things. Because sometimes we forget the little things that we have accomplished, and those things can actually be building blocks for the bigger things that we may be fearful of. So just think back to maybe a year ago or maybe even 3 years ago, and use this as ammunition to remind yourself that you were worthy of completing those goals and accomplishing those goals then, and you're worthy of completing your goals and accomplishing your goals even now. So the third and final thing that I would love for you to do is do something different. Sometimes we get so stuck in those comfort zones because of how we listen to those limited beliefs about ourselves that we don't want to get out of the pit. So we'll keep cycling and doing the same thing over and over. But I want you to do something different today. I want you to be conscious of the something different that you choose to do, okay? So think about your patterns, because only you know them, right? So let's say, for example, if usually you have a to-do list and every day you say you're going to finish 3 things on this to-do list, but every single day you forget about the to-do list and you never pick it up. Well, today, pick it up and do at least one thing on your to-do list. If you are the type of person who, let's say you're introverted and you don't really like putting yourself out there in front of people, today, do something that you would not have done on yesterday. If you need to, I don't know, go live on your Instagram page and introduce yourself to your followers, or if you want to join some type of community so that you can, do something to get yourself more involved. Whatever it may be, just do something different. So family, I hope one of those 3 things help you overcome some of the self-doubt so you can push forward and be everything that you should be and that you are called to be during this time and season of your life.